We drove down from Maryland to the Wilson Farm in Virginia to compete in a horse show. Kelly and I had to do different kinds of riding to enter the event because everything was new to us. We had to do gymnastics on horseback. We practiced with our eyes closed. We rode without reins, and sometimes we even rode without stirrups.
Come on, just 3 more inches.
We had to work very hard, but it was fun.
Okay. Don't want her to catch a cold.
They made us responsible for the horses that we rode. We fed them, groomed them, and took care of them. But it all paid off when we got to ride cross country at a flat-out gallop.
Time to discover anything is possible and dreams to uncover.
If you come with us,
We are the future. Everything is possible and dreams we can nurture.
when you come with us,
Call it places, call it spaces, call it things to do. Call it riding, call it flying, stick a feather in your shoe.
call it crazy, call it funny, call you cheer a pony,
Call it you,
call it me.
call it macaroni.
We stayed at the Wilson Farm. It's over 750 acres, and they got about 30 horses. The Wilsons set up the Bidluck stables as a riding school for 3-day eventing. I live a little ways out of Potomac in the boondocks.
Where do you live?
Poolsville, Maryland. It's about half an hour.
I know where that is.
What kind of event?
My name is Kelly Ruff. I like riding because it's a risk. And I like to be risky. Stuff like that.
My name is Vincent Rizzo. Some people would call me a 12-year-old brat. Some people would call me a 12-year-old gentleman. But I think I'm, an average guy. What kind of horse you getting, do you know?
Yeah, it's an Appaloosa. Guess what its name is?
What?
Leonard.
What a weird name for a horse, Leonard.
I know.
I can't wait till I find out what my horse is like.
We're going to be working on the lunge line, and this will make you more supple and help you as you ride your horse, especially in dressage.
We came down here to learn 3 different kinds of event riding. Dressage, which is fine control of a horse, stadium jumping, and cross-country obstacle riding. We were going to do a competition at the end of the week to see how much we've learned. Cindy was one of our instructors. She was a student once, too. I never had a teacher like Cindy who kidded around and joked me into learning.
You've been banging her for a long time.
Narda has a very good temperament. She's very nice. And I like her because just because she's quiet and she can be active when you want her to be.
Cindy controls the horse with the lunge line so he won't run away and he won't buck. When I work with no hands, it's sort of scary. Like every once in a while I'll get the urge to grab my reins because I feel that I'm out of control. It's a scary feeling to pack the reins.
Find your stirrup.
When you close your eyes, it's even scarier because it feels I don't have a sense of direction, so I don't have any idea where I'm going. It feels like every time I go around a corner, I feel like I'm just going to slide off. I feel like I'm going to go right into a fence.
Touch your chin on Leonard.
Riding Leonard will pretty much improve my riding because he's an easy horse to ride, easy to get lessons off of. He does everything you want him to, so somebody can teach me properly.
Sit tall. This exercise is not for you to be all humped over and watch your egg. Look nice and tall.
You carry an egg and a spoon because you try to have steady hands. You don't want yourself to jerk a horse in the mouth by going up and down when you trot. When the egg falls off your spoon, that means you have unsteady hands, and that means you jerk the horse in your mouth.
Look at you, Vince. You must have put bubble gum under your egg. Oh, boy, I think the boys are going to win today. I've seen them
Now, what we need to do is work on dressage. Now, do you know what dressage is?
It's like the art of riding, and you try to make your horse do exactly what you want him to do. You know, you should have complete control of him. We learned stadium jumping and dressage from Frank Starger, and he's the head instructor at Biddleluck Stable.
Yeah, and it's got to be as smooth as possible. Can't be jerky.
To tell a horse what you want to do, you use aids. The aids are the legs, the hands, your weight, and your voice. And some horses, they respond to only the voice. Like some horses, you can say trot, and they strike off right into the trot. Canter, the same thing. Halt, the same thing. And then with most horses, you have to use your legs to squeeze, to give them impulsion. You have to sit down in the saddle with all your weight and push them forward. And then when you want them to stop, you can use your hands.
That would be counted against you. Trot it down through here. Horses.
A cavaletti is a wooden jump.
You use it to regulate a horse's stride because you don't want a horse to slow up and then go faster and slow up and go faster because it's easier to work with a nice, smooth, even pace.
Sit, sit, sit. All right. All right, now look up, look up, look up. No, Vince, you started looking down and you didn't pay any attention.
I don't mind criticism as long as I know I've done something wrong. If I know I've done something wrong, I will accept it. But if I am criticized when I think I've done something right, I'd rather go on my own judgment.
Okay, Vince, keep trotting, and this time check the horse into it. Check it. Easy. Check it. All right, that's it. You know, you really look stiff this morning. No, it's no good. When you go into the canter and so forth, you're just going like this. Keep your arms down by your side. Let's supple you up. Take your feet out of your stirrups. Okay, now let's see you touch that clipboard. Just find out just how supple you are. Now hold on now, wait a minute, hold on. Now hang on to the stirrup, hang on to the stirrup. Easy. Come on, a little bit further. Come on, just 3 more inches. Come on, come on. Okay, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see you get on now without your stirrup. All right, come on, come on, come on. Now shimmy up. Keep wiggling. Keep wiggling. Keep wiggling. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Take your stirrups.
Frank's a good instructor. He had a way of making you like what you were doing, even when it was hard.
Okay. Now you feel relaxed?
Yeah.
Very relaxed?
I'm tired, relaxed.
Easy. There. Whole course, just like that.
Stadium jumping is when you've got a series of jumps in a ring that you just go over one after another. And every jumping you have to think ahead of time, but in stadium jumping you usually have to think about in the series they come. And you're about to approach the first jump, you have to think about the second, maybe even the third.
Kelly, stay behind them going through here. Stay behind them. Stay behind them. All right. Now push. All right. This way. Face them up against this door. What we need to do is dry her off first.
If you live around horses, you should be able to do things by yourself. But since I'm small, I rely on other people, rely on their help to help me to get things that I can't reach.
Kelly?
And that's why you need friends around the barn.
Just dry the horse off so he doesn't catch a cold, same as you coming in out of the rain.
We might just catch a cold anyway.
Might do it. And the next thing we want to do is hose the horse's legs. Now, the first thing we've got to do is put some oil on the hooves. This will help keep the hooves from cracking or get contracted heels because we clip the horse's legs, you know, to make it easier to groom and care for and so forth. So what we took away, what nature provided, we have to cover this.
I enjoy working at the stables because I'm near the horses and it's warm and it's friendly. You know, the horses are nickering and pawing and you can hear them groan and lie down and rustle about in the straw. If I didn't have to go to school, I'd be at the barn every single day.
Okay, now we come to the fun part. This is the cross-country running and jumping.
Tommy Shires is part owner of the stables. He taught us cross-country riding. He knew more about horses than anybody I've ever met.
How do you get into half-speed now, Kelly?
Well, you should have your heels stand, and you should grip with your leg around your knees and thighs. And you should just be about an inch off the saddle and leaning forward at the waist.
Okay, the word lean I do not like, Kelly. What I'd like for you to
Bend.
flex.
Right.
We're going to flex at the waist.
Even though Tommy is just a little bit stern, it's really fun to learn from him because it's exciting.
The first move you've got to make.
I like lessons. I like people to insult me because it always makes me ride better when people insult me. Like, I also like it when people tell me I do good, but in lessons they should tell me what I do wrong because it makes me ride better.
The biggest thing about cross-country is a forward, aggressive, free attitude. Nice little hand gallop. Go ahead, Kelly, you're up. Couple leaps behind her, then. Okay, Vince, move on up just a little bit.
I've never been as fast as I was on Leonard. Come on, Leonard. Speed, it gets you excited. Like I'm used to a nice walk, trot, canter, pop over a few fences. But when you're galloping across fields, over fences, through creeks, and through the woods, it just gets your blood all excited, and you're all excited, and the horses get excited. They can feel your excitement. Tommy, his horse kept on getting faster and faster, and our horses kept on getting faster and faster. And I was trying to check and pull up Leonard. I screamed over to Tommy, I can't stop. And he says, good, you're not supposed to stop.
Hoofs pounding on the ground, and you'll hear that, and you'll hear the heavy breathing and the wind whistling. You're just driving and checking. You don't really have time to look for sights. It's kind of scary and exciting at the same time. I've never gone that fast. Galloping is a big step in riding. You've got to really know your horse, and you've got to be able to control a runaway. My stomach, I don't know why, I was shaking inside, but outside I was still calm. I was breathing hard, and inside I was really shaking. I do it all the time when I've had a very scary or fast adventure.
But the horses are just galloping as fast as they go. And it's really good because they're taking care of you. Like Leonard, he'll go really fast and I won't be able to stop him across the fields. But then when he sees a jump, he lets me pull him up, and then he takes it nice and calmly and goes over the fence, and then we're off into a gallop again, going very fast.
It might be tough to get a veterinarian out today. Bonnie, would you call Dr. Humphrey and see if he could come out this morning? We might have tell him maybe we suspect a colic case on a horse that has to be in competition tomorrow. Keep him walking around the shed row here until we...
When I was walking Leonard, I was wanting the vet to hurry up and come because Leonard was in pain, and I didn't want him to be in pain for a long time, and it just kept on getting worse and worse, and the pain would be more extreme.
We're listening for the intestinal noise, the peristalsis.
Veterinarians are funny people because they talk in technical, long words which I don't understand. But they're nice because after they tell you, they translate it into words that you can understand.
We will try to get a little oil down his neck.
I was really worried about Leonard because I've heard from vets that colic can be serious because if the horse rolls violently, it can tangle up the intestines, and there's no way to untangle them unless a vet is there and can give immediate treatment.
Leonard's a pretty smart horse.
Well, Leonard is a fine patient. Fine.
Some horses can die from colic because no vet is around and nobody's around to help it.
A few more turns around the barn, put him in his stall.
What was that you gave him, Dr. Humphrey?
That was diaperone.
What does that do?
That will slow down his intestinal pain.
When I found out Leonard was sick, I was really sad because I wouldn't be able to ride Leonard in the mini trials. And I really felt bad because I was so used to Leonard and I was really getting to like him and to feel good on him. And then I had to switch horses. When I had to switch from Leonard to Hank, I was sort of disappointed because I was used to Leonard and I had to get used to another horse. And I only had one day to get used to him. It really felt like a party at dinner because there were so many people. It was the Wilson family, the riding instructors, the stable managers, Vince and I. It could have been a really fun occasion, but I kept on worrying about Leonard.
You had a little trouble in the starting box, didn't you?
Yeah. I didn't want her to jump it, but it seems like...
I felt worried about Leonard being up in his stall, and I sort of wanted to go up and check on him every few minutes.
I hope Leonard will be better tomorrow. The girl said he seemed to be all right this afternoon.
That's good. Leonard was still sick on the day of the mini trials, so I had to ride Hank. Tommy got some really nice show clips for the competition. When I compete, I get really excited and nervous, and I like that feeling, because if you didn't compete, life would just be really boring.
I felt that I could trust Nard. I was a little bit frightened, but not much. So I was kind of a little bit scared, not scared, but sort of worried.
Cindy told me last-minute things before we went into the show, like my reins were twisted, and I had to get them straight.
Number 17, Red Rock Hank, written by Kelly.
And she said, right before you go into the ring, take a deep breath and relax, and you'll be fine.
Working trot to the crossing. And C, track to the right.
When I do tests and all, or when I compete, I don't know why I get nervous. I just get nervous that something's going to go wrong, or I'm going to do bad. You know, I was riding the best I could, and the judge kept on looking at me, and I tried not to look at him, but my eyes just kept on glancing over there.
Circle with arena. Halt and salute.
The relationship between me and Narda, I think, is very strong for 1 week.
Number 20, Nardo, written by Vincent Rizzo.
With a bike, you're only dealing with the metal piece of chain. With the horse, you're dealing with the tissues in his mouth, and his brain. When you pull in his mouth, you're trying to tell him to stop, and he should stop. But with the bike, all you have to do is push down on that metal piece, and it's going to stop. But with the horse, you've got to be a little more careful. You've got to be tender on its mouth. You can't just jar it, just pull and pull and pull, because it's going to be very, the horse is just going to ignore you.
In the stadium, I was so mad at myself because I just wasn't riding right. I felt nervous, and that made Hank feel nervous because he knew something was wrong, and he knew I was scared, so he got scared. And when he saw that fence, I said, oh no, this is my worst fence. And Hank felt that. And so, he just looked at that fence and says, there has to be something tricky. He said, I'm not going to take it. And so he quit on me the first time. And then on the second time, I just gave him a kick and he went over it right.
I was nervous because my horse wouldn't be able to lift off fast enough, or it wasn't going to stop and he was going to go right through it. It's mainly I'm worried about myself, not exactly the horse. I know the horse, he'll probably get hurt too, but I probably wouldn't be able to mend as fast as he would. When you're jumping a horse, you have to have courage in the horse. You have to have faith in yourself. You might be some chicken to do something 2 or 3 times, but you should never be chicken to do something once.
20 total points. Jumping. Time?
1 minute and 30 seconds.
90 seconds. 20 jumping points. 90 seconds.
I like cross country because, I don't know, we're just going really fast and it feels good to go fast and we're jumping all the jumps and it's sort of an adventure to find out what it feels like to go over the different kinds of jumps. You had to watch out for everything. It's sort of like risky, and you can't be scared.
I'm very small, and on any horse, I feel like a flea weight to them. And it's very hard. If you're not paying attention to what your horse is doing, you might fall off, you might get thrown, or you might just hurt your horse.
When it came to the judging, I felt relieved that the whole thing was over and I didn't have to do any more work because I was so tired. Hank was tired and I don't think we could have done one more thing.
In third place, Red Rock Hank, ridden by Kelly Rowe.
Winning's important, but I also feel good if I know that the horse did good and if I know that I did good. Because if I know that me and my horse did the best, but I didn't win, that's all I care about.
Overall, I kind of did very bad, I would say. I'm really kind of disappointed at myself and Nara because we could have done better on the stadium jumping. The dressage, I think I was satisfied with, but the stadium jumping is what really made me mad.
In sixth place, Narda, ridden by Vince Rizzo.
Somebody's got to be last. You approach learning by doing. Learning is making mistakes. It's sort of good to make mistakes because then you know you have to correct it. At the beginning of the week, I was correcting mistakes, but as the week went on, I was doing it not only because I had to, but because it was helping me. It was helping me learn responsibility and trust and confidence.
In the forest, on the street, down the river we will meet. America, America. Hear our voices of surprise, share adventure through our eyes. America, America. Time to discover anything is possible and dreams to uncover. If you come with us, we are the future. Everything is possible.